What up, figure freaks? Gingervitis75 coming at you with another action figure review. Today we are doing the CMToys Wolverine brown suited version. Now, I usually don't go too far out my comfort zone when it comes to collecting. I don't get much other than Marvel Legends or G.I. Joe Classified or the Transformers or WWE Elite. I kind of go after those mainstream $25 price range action figures and don't really go outside of that. But I heard all this hoopla about this figure. So I checked it out. I went to AliExpress, I think it was called, and wasn't sure if I'd actually get the figure, but it's $23 shipped. I jumped on it. It worked out. It showed up in about a week and a half. I think it came from Japan. The bag that it came in, the mailer bag with a little bit of plastic for protection, it said it was from like Elk Grove, Chicago. So it probably hit there and then came to me. After going out of Japan, it had to hit customs somewhere along the way, I believe. That's why it took a week and a half. So anyways, enough about that. Let's look at the box here. I like the grid pattern that they got. I like this picture. It looks like the picture that they put up in the upper left-hand corner of comic books. Pretty cool action shots on the back. Some close-ups of the different head sculpts. Very nice. You got some Japanese writing down there. You got Wolverine X-Men on the side and a little picture of him without the mask. And we come around to the front. Cool little picture down at the bottom. That's wicked. I'll have to hang on to this box. It's not in the greatest of shape, and I wonder how it got to be that way. But good enough. It does look cool. It looks very retro style to me. We're going to turn this off. All right, get rid of this guy. Very nice presentation. I like this little thing up here. Looks like a comic book cover. Got that. Again, that seems like it's stolen right off of a comic book. I can't remember what the artist's name is, but it looks like that artist. Maybe whoever designed the box did it. Interesting look. Let's break this guy open and see what all the hoopla is about. Before I open this, I just want to say I just noticed this when I was cutting the tape. And look at this. That, and then on the other side, it's kind of the same story. A little bit of rips and tears. That's alright. As long as the figure's all good. Hopefully nobody breathed on it too hard. Oh, it came with a stand. I didn't know that. That's a fucking bonus. Sick. There he is in the plastic while we got him here in front of us. We got the 3 head sculpts. We got the little cowl thing that goes down behind the unmasked head. We got the fisted hands without the claws popped out. We got the open hands. And then we got the claw hands, which I think, of course, is what you're going to have to put on this figure. Alrighty. So this just kind of pops out like so. Oh, dang, look at that shit just tumble out like that. Wow. Alright, we got them all organized and stuff with all his accessories. I honestly did not know it was coming with a stand. I did not know that, and I'm tickled by that. I am very happy. It just came in this plastic bag. It's pretty easy to put together. It comes separately, or pieces are separate. This just pops into here. And then these 2 guys, just so you know, come attached to this, and you just break them off, and then you slide them onto here in these little holes that are up here, and then you can kind of close them or whatever. Never had one of these stands before. I'm super stoked about this. Is this worth $23 shipped? Hell yes. Is it a great figure? It's pretty cool, but it does feel cheap. And I'll go through all that stuff here. The paint is okay. It's not bad. Like, up here on the mask, it just looks like maybe a tad sloppy. It's not bad, though. I can't really complain about it. The articulation's not bad either. You got the head that kind of wobbles back and forth, turns all the way around. You can hear that squeakiness. It sounds like cheap plastic. It's very light. Things don't want to lock into place like they would with a Hasbro figure or a Mattel figure. It just doesn't, and it feels like a lot of these things are hollow. These butterfly joints and shoulder joints are loosey-goosey. You can hear the squeak. Listen to that. Ooh. Get some WD-40 on that shit, Wolverine. So, it feels like cheap plastic, but it's a fun figure. It comes with a stand. You got all sorts of fun stuff, different heads, different hands. Fun. And, you got it from the other side of the world for, $23 shipped. So it looks pretty cool. It's got the butterfly joints. It's got a swivel at the diaphragm. It's also got a swivel at the waist, but the belt kind of stays in one place. Butterflies, of course. You got the extra neck articulation, so his head moves, but also down here where the neck meets the chest, that moves a little bit. Kind of spins. We'll swap the heads here in a moment. Shoulder, of course. Listen to that. We got the bicep cut. That's noisy as hell. We got the double jointed elbows. And it's like pretty decent paint on the arms. Look at the hair. That looks pretty cool. It almost looks like it's yellowing, though. You can kind of see different colors here. Just slightly. I don't know. That's not going to bother me. It kind of just shows up on camera. No thigh cut at all. It kind of moves around with these guys. They kind of drop down. Look at that. Boop. Weird. So I guess they're drop downs, but kind of not really. I don't know. I think they're just sloppy ball pegs. Then you got double jointed knees. He comes all the way up, can practically kick his butt. There is a boot cut down there, which is cool because it is covered up by the boot itself. I like that a lot. And then, of course, you got the rocker at the ankle, pivot, and a toe articulation. So pretty cool. Let's swap some hands and maybe a head and put them in some sick poses, and then we'll do comparison. I was excited about this guy. I'm still pretty happy about it. If it was a little bit of a better high quality kind of figure, I would be ecstatic right now. It's still a fun figure. I am happy to add it to my collection, and he will go with my X-Men. So, yeah, I like it. Let's do a little hand swap out and get these claws on. Just little pins there. Instead of the pins being on the hand or the accessory, the swappable part, it's on the wrist. Come on, get in there, buddy. Please don't fucking snap on me. Ah! Damn, man. There we go. All right, there's one. And I don't believe... Come on. You gonna go in there? Come on, hook me up. The claws are not removable. They will not come out of the hand, so I think that's good. I like it better when you have swappable hands and not the claws that come out, because you can lose that crap, and I don't know, it can be kind of bothersome. But the claws are looking decent. I like the curvature. They look like Wolverine's claws. They actually look very, almost like metallic or metal. Where some of the early Wolverines that we had before, it didn't look like it was metal. It was very like dull gray. But these look like if he were to swipe at you, you'd be down for the count. Yeah, this figure is pretty sick. Let's try swapping the head here. Oh, little ball. That thing popped out and just made all sorts of crazy creaky and crackly noises. But there's our little ball joint there. Look at that tiny little guy. So we got this head here, which is kind of the little comic corner head that they put up in the corner of comic books. Just kind of looks like it. Then you got this one here with a little more teeth coming out. He's kind of going, grrr, look at my teeth. And then you got the maskless head with all the hair that's kind of painted black. Maybe a little bit of wash in there. It's almost like a blue. It's almost kind of feels like it should be like the cartoon version. Like, hey, bub, what are you looking at? Ah. So we're going to put the cowl down here over the neck, like so, and we're going to pop this guy on. Hopefully this thing doesn't snap. Look at how small that guy is. Oh my God. All right, let's see here. Damn, I want to be careful. I guess he's on there. Yeah, oh, no, not quite. Well, there he is with the cowl down. Yeah, I don't know about that shit. Let's get that crap out of here. Yeah, I'm probably going to go with this face, that head sculpt, every time. Let's see if this pops back on there with ease, though. So you kind of got the little hole in there. It's got two holes next to it, or like side by side on each side, but you want aiming for that middle one. Get down in there. It comes off rather easily, so I'm pushing it in there. That's probably good enough for me. All right, I'm going to do some poses. We'll do some comparisons. I think we got articulation out of the way. The paint, decent. Accessories, pretty good score on that. Yeah, I mean, the box is cool. I really thought it was. The way I'm ranking this, I'm probably going to give it like a 3.6, a 3.7 perhaps. We're going to see how he poses out and see how he looks that way with the stand. Have some fun with that, and then we'll do some comparisons. The more and more I play with this figure, the more I fall in love with it. For what it is, it's a very fun figure. I might have to up my score just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, it's not hitting a 4, but it's close, I think. Pretty cool with the toe articulation. I like the poses I can get out of him. Sometimes it takes a little working, but we'll go through a few more poses. Here he is, I don't know, sharpening his claws. showing off his claws. Oh, the other way. It's pretty wicked. Here's another little pose. I gotta say, I really like the boots. How these are sculpted up and all pointed up like that, and then they hide the boot cut, the swivel inside the boot. So they had the leg go down inside the boot, and the swivel is inside there. Pretty nifty. The boots are the coolest I think I've seen on any Wolverine figure. They're kind of exaggerated, and then of course the toe articulation can't hurt. You know, I do feel like when I'm posing this guy, sometimes like he's gonna break, like something's gonna snap. I don't know if that's some paint rub or not, but yeah, it is cheap plastic. It's very crickety. I wouldn't be surprised if he broke tomorrow, but if he does, will I still be happy? It's an experience. You know, it's a good experience to learn. I think this is a solid, fun figure. If you have a chance to get it for, $20, hey, what do you got to lose, huh? $20, why not? All right, we're going to get him on the stand and do some poses on there. All right, here we got him in a little pose on the stand. Again, posing this guy, it feels like something's gonna break, and if it broke tomorrow, I would not be shocked. It just feels very squeaky, very cheap, very thin plastic, but I still like the figure. It's fun, and you get the stand, and to me, without the stand, the $23 is all right. It's excusable. But since you get the stand with it, and I wasn't expecting it at all, maybe it said somewhere in the fine print. Maybe it's automatic that CMToys just sends a stand along. Good for them, but that totally makes it okay for me to spend a measly 23 bills on this figure. So it's good enough for me, and it was fun to experiment and mess around. It's a cool looking figure. Yeah, no regrets. No regrets. I don't know if there's anything else I'm noticing about this guy. Like some of the joints, like the knees, they look like robot knees, which is unfortunate. And with Hasbro, you're getting something quite a bit better. I think even older Hasbro. But there's some things that this toy did right that Hasbro still isn't. But it's not to say that this is a better figure than any Wolverine Hasbro could make. It's just not. But they did some cool stuff with the claws, with the painted arms. The boots are awesome, and toe articulation is pretty cool. And, they're talking about these, and I don't want to get in the whole big, battle about the Maximum Spider-Man, but look what you get for just above $20. And how much more are you going to get with a Maximum Wolverine? Are you going to get some slash effects? Are you going to get a stand? I mean, I got 5 of those Maximum Spider-Mans. I'm not messing around. And if somebody wants to buy one from me for $100, goddamn right, I will sell it to them. Oh, yeah. But this figure's fun. And I'm giving it a 3.7. because it's cool for the price and the accessories are nice. And I got the newer proper brown suited Wolverine until I get the new one, which I know is coming from Hasbro. So yeah, let's do one more pose and then we'll go to comparisons. All right, we got them in what I think is a pretty good pose. So we got the toe articulation being used here. Again, just to reiterate, posing this guy can be challenging, if not just the ricketiness and the squeakiness of the joints, but you don't really have full range of motion up here where the thigh goes into the crotch or the shorts area, and without a thigh cut to help so you can get that swivel and get that full range and move the legs around a lot more, it hinders the ability to pose it. So it's not as posable as you would say, with a Marvel Legend Wolverine, and we'll kind of touch on that when we bring out comparisons, which is coming up right now. But just to tell you, posing can be a challenge, and the ricketiness is fine, but if you're trying to get like the boot cut to sit in the proper way, this thing will like move on you, or these things will kind of drop down, or just something like that, And I'm not trying to nitpick or anything. I'm just letting you guys know that is what happens. So, just be prepared if you do order this figure, but to me, it's cheap enough, so who really gives a crap? All right, so we're going to bring out some other Wolverine figures. And we got this guy with the real metal claws from Can of Beams, I can't remember. But we got the real metal claws in there. They're awesome. And this is actually the Wolverine from the, come on, buddy, from the Juggernaut wave. You gotta stay there. So we got that guy here. We're going to have to maybe get this guy standing upright just to see how he compares height-wise. So we'll do that on the next one with the next figure, because the rest of these guys are standing straight up for the most part. All right, we got Wolverine fully erect. He is erect, ladies and gentlemen. Standing tall. And we'll bring in some comparisons. Here we got the Astonishing Wolverine, which we got a few months ago. Look at the hairy arms there. Very nicely done. Claws, I gotta say the claws are better than average. I like these claws. I like this figure. But he's squatting. And then this guy is standing a little taller. Here we got the X-Men 97 Wolverine, which I think is probably the best offering, at least in the tiger stripe outfit. All pinless, beautiful figure, very tight, no loose joints at all whatsoever with this guy. Beautiful looking figure. That's what I want in a Wolverine. And the unmasked head is awesome. But again, he's got his knees bent. So I guess we're gonna have to bring in this guy, the Wolverine. We're going to do a little back-to-back. Ooh. So the CMToys one is, well, I guess taller in the body. So his shoulders are much higher. His back is much higher. But for some reason, the top of Wolverine's head is pretty much a match with the top of the CMToys Wolverine. Let's bust out the ruler, shall we? And let's get a little height check here. The CMToys, we're looking at about 5, just under 5 3/4 of an inch. And Wolverine, about the same, exact same. He actually might be taller with the flame effects going up higher. Yep, look at that. So, I guess CMToys didn't do a bad job with the scale. We'll put this guy back and let's see how this guy measures up with a bunch of Wolverine's buddies. Starting out with Cyclops. Look at that. That's looking good. Cyclops must be a bit taller than Wolverine. That looks about right. Old Slim coming in. That's a great team up. That's a great look. Let's get these guys out of the background so we can just get the X-Men in the picture here. Get that claw out of my face, Wolverine. What'd you say, bub? I love this Cyclops figure, the Astonishing One. Great looking figure. Hopefully we get an original blue and yellow that is in this buck. But I want the old 80s style Cyclops. I love the little effect that kind of just is like it's almost like he just got done blasting the shit out of some Sentinel and it's like a smoking gun, you know? Very nice idea. All right. And then who's going to come in next? Who's a few of Wolverine's bestest buddies? But you got to say Nightcrawler, right? Avita Zane, says Nightcrawler. Hello, Nightcrawler. And yes, the same height. Oh, I always thought he was short because he was an elf, but if you see in the comic books, Nightcrawler is actually kind of tall. I don't think he's tall as Cyclops. Good old Slim is kind of a taller individual, but I thought when I was younger reading it that Nightcrawler was maybe about as short as Wolverine. Not the case. Not the case at all. He's taller. But speaking of taller, I don't think you can do Wolverine and Nightcrawler, and I know they've done some missions on their own, the two of them together. But it seems like the third part of that little party is a very important part. And he's one of my favorite characters, so that's why I'm kind of saying good things about him. And that would be Colossus. Gotta be able to do that fastball special, right? So, I would say that Wolverine matches up really well in scale with your Marvel Legends X-Men. Very nice looking. We're going to get a little bit of a bird's eye view here. Yeah. There you go. That's your photo right there. Very nice. Will display very nicely with your Marvel Legends. So 3.7, I think is what I said. I'm going to stick with that. Super nice figure for the price. Some articulation issues. Maybe a little bit on the paint. There's some issues there. I see some weird kind of weathering going on the arms. Accessories great. The packaging, I really liked it. It's too bad it looked like it was a little ripped up on the back. If this was a used figure, I wouldn't know the difference. Um, I've heard things like they're kind of janky and are kind of weird, but I'm happy with this purchase. So I would say you get it for 20 to 25 bucks, shipped from Japan. What the hell? Go for it. Get yourself a CMToys brown suited Wolverine. And when I ordered it, you actually have to X on the brown suit because I guess the yellow tiger stripe suit is the default, and unless you change it and make sure it says brown suit, they'll send you the tiger stripe suit. That's what I read in a bunch of the reviews. So just be wary, be careful. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you found it helpful. I like to be a resource for all you other collectors out there. Hit me up with some comments. Please like and subscribe. Otherwise, get out there and collect. Have some fun. I'll be doing some more hunt videos, some more review videos. I am going out of town this weekend, but I think I might bring this guy. And maybe like Snow Job and a Snow Serpent and get some nice photos of perhaps some skiing or some Wolverine running around out in the wilderness. We shall see. We shall see. Have a great weekend, guys. All right, take it easy. Peace.